So continuing the discussion about using Dragon dictation software, just in general, we have an article by Julie Perks connected to the website, and in this article she describes her experience taking exams using Dragon dictation, and just how it has really made a big difference, leveling the playing field so that she can take exams and not be under the pressure that she had been in the past. She describes it as not, a perfect experience, but definitely better than the stress that she was under taking exams in the past. She describes the experience as something that would have been impossible before she used software like Dragon Dictation, but there were little quirks throughout that had to be fixed as she took the exam. But she did describe that it was a good way to demonstrate what she knows, which is the point of the accommodation, to allow students with dyslexia to show what they know without having to deal with the stress that comes with taking an exam that requires a lot of writing for them. So a great example of how this accommodation can help with one of these students that has dysgraphia, actually. And then again, to just support the idea of using Dragon dictation in the classroom, a video of a woman who I believe was also doing an assignment for a class.
Welcome again to my technology series about how to make assistive technology easy to use. Today we're going to look at a product that helps with computer use and computer access.
So yeah, she just goes on to describe using the iPad version of Dragon Dictation and how it can be beneficial to students with disabilities. Just more support for this concept. And then finally, I've got a research article attached here that looks at the benefits of using voice recognition software for students or people in general with acquired dysgraphia. This looked at people that had aphasia and had acquired symptoms that are similar to dysgraphia, if not just dysgraphia. And it shows just the benefits that they had using dictation software, how it changed not only their academic ability but their lives in general, just that they were able to respond to emails, and it assisted in their job responsibilities as well, allowing them to interact in the workplace like anybody else does, but with much more ease and a lot less stress that was involved when it came to writing things down. So just more support for this dictation software for these people. Obviously there's more than just Dragon Dictation, but it is kind of a popular one right now, and it seems like Dragon's done a lot of research and a lot of development over the years to create a really quality product that obviously a lot of people seem to like. So that's kind of the section dedicated to dysgraphia. Resources, obviously speech recognition, any kind of software that would dictate for a student. It kind of cuts out having to have a person there to dictate for the student. It's easier to pay for software than it is to pay for another employee at a school that's just responsible for writing down what the student says. So obviously this technology can be very useful in the classroom and just saving money for schools as well. Finally, we look at dyscalculia. which is just kind of a dyslexia, dysgraphia, uh, where you have trouble with numbers and math. Um, Similar, just mixing up. A lot of times you have trouble using a calculator, typing in the numbers in the correct order, or just the equation in the correct order. So, um, so I've got some resources. First off, there's a screening for dyscalculia, which would be something you'd have to be careful using in the classroom. I mean, you don't want to do this and tell a parent that their kid has dyscalculia because, I mean, we're not doctors, we're teachers. So we're not authorized to really diagnose a student, but it is something maybe you could talk to your district or your administration, see if you could use it on a classroom, just to get a gauge of the classroom to see how they're doing with math, to see if anyone has maybe some severe problems, and that could lead to a discussion with parents, or just a little extra attention for a student who might be struggling, especially at a younger age. But it's kind of a neat little
Hotspots. How quickly can you spot the dot?
screening
The first
system
exercise
that puts
is
you
to
through
see
some
how fast you
exercises.
can answer. When you see a black spot, press a left key.
So yeah, so it tests you with speed, and so that's kind of a neat little thing, just to kind of see if a student is struggling with dyscalculia, or how severe maybe the struggle is. And then another thing that kept coming up in my research is this number race game, and what this game does is really provide just kind of a foundation of math skills, and math fluency. A lot of the benefits for students with dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia is just the ability to memorize what they're doing. A lot of kids with dyslexia benefit from just memorizing spelling skills. So we see the same thing with math, where just practice over and over again, just to get it in that long-term memory for these students can be beneficial. So this program just kind of works with the student at their level. It increases as the difficulty increases as they improve. It adjusts with them, something that a teacher could do, but this kind of can provide support at home, extra support for the student, or just practice that the student can do on his own in the classroom, and then be assessed on his ability or her ability as he goes. They don't claim to be able to cure dyscalculia, but it is, like everything else on my site, an accommodation to help these students be able to perform at a level similar to their same age peers, or as similar as possible. I wasn't able to download this on my computer because this is my school computer, but I did have time to play with it on my other computer a little bit, and I like the way it works. So yeah, and going along with that is a study, an open trial assessment of the number race. So it's not letting me open the link for the open trial assessment article, but it should work normally. But it does connect to a study done using the number race on 22 students with dysgraphia or dyscalculia, and studies to see, using the software, 10 hours every over a 5-week period. It did show marked improvement in their cognitive abilities in several areas of math, The study did cite that it would probably help anybody with math, which makes sense. But for students that do need that extra help in math, extra assistance in math, getting the basics, memorizing, focusing on certain areas for an extended period of time. Software like this could be used at home. Parents of students with this calcula could use this software just to support what they're learning in school, help them keep up with their peers. So that was a good study, just supporting the idea that the number race and software like that can be beneficial. And then going off that, this is an article, or actually a research paper done using a similar software called Math Explorer, and just continues to support the building up of these basic math skills, memorization, and just working towards mastery of these skills before moving on. And similar to the numbers race, this software works with the student at their pace, doesn't allow them to move on until they gain mastery. It provides immediate feedback, which is a key thing. You know, in a full-size classroom, a teacher can't always give that immediate feedback, but that's the nice thing about technology is as the student is working through the program, they get that immediate feedback so that they are practicing correctly. They're not just doing the same wrong thing over and over again until a teacher can get to them. The computer corrects them, shows them what they're doing wrong. So very beneficial in that way. And also an emphasis on this calcula that is made in this article is just the confidence that it gives students as they gain mastery, or if the student is having trouble, the program recognizes that and puts them at a lower level so that they can be successful. And just having that success, I think a lot of these students just they get so bogged down in the fact that they can't do it, and they lose their confidence, and they oftentimes just give up and tell themselves that they're not good at math and they'll never be good at math. And so software like this, programs like this, can really help build the confidence that these students need. So lots of support, research. Also, throughout the research that I did, I found that for students with dyscalculia, talking calculator can be beneficial. So I find it's kind of a cheesy one, but just an example. Just an example of a talking calculator. There's also apps for the iPad that you can get for a talking calculator, but it just allows the student to not only see it and type it in, but they also hear what they're typing in. With a student that has trouble with the order, you know, a student might do 2, 3 plus, something like that, and get something completely different and not even realize it. So just the extra ability that they can hear it as well as see it as they're putting it into the calculator can be beneficial. And I'm going to stop now and start a new recording.